Hey all, welcome to On the Mat with Lydia, that's me, and today we're going off the mat to talk about the doshas. If you've been around the yoga world for a while, you've probably heard this term dosha, and maybe you've even taken a quiz to determine your own personal dosha. This concept of a dosha comes from Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga. Ayurveda actually translates to the knowledge or science of life and offers us so many ways to holistically take care of ourselves. That means we're considering our bodies, our minds, and our souls as interconnected on our health journey. And this happens on an individual level as well as a collective level. Your dosha is your biological humor, or you might hear your dosha described as your constitution. But the term dosha literally translates to what causes things to spoil or faulty tendency. So that's relating to these dis-ease-causing elements of the doshas. When we look at the doshas, we're seeing the imbalances that might be present in our lives and how we can start to come back to a place of balance. You've probably heard of your dosha in the context of something that describes you, like when you take a BuzzFeed quiz and find out that the Harry Potter character you're most like is Hermione Granger. And to an extent, this is the information that your dosha provides you. You get to know your natural tendencies, you get to know your unique mind-body makeup, and you get to know the practices that add up to balance and health for you. But your dosha also informs you of where you might be experiencing imbalance and where your lifestyle is not supporting those natural tendencies. So basically, you want to know your dosha because it illuminates more about your physiology and personality, which in turn gives you the information to live your own healthiest life. Small side note here, when I say healthy, I'm using that as a relative term. There's no one perfect way to be healthy, and Ayurveda is all about an individualized approach to well-being. Okay, by this point, hopefully you're starting to see why working with your dosha can be incredibly helpful, informative, and inspiring. But what are the actual doshas? There are 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and 7 mind-body types that make up kind of categories for us. Now, this is a lot more nuanced than just putting people into groups and sending them off with a set of practices. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These 3 doshas represent the balance of the 5 elements in our minds and our bodies. Those 5 elements, according to Ayurveda, are ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Vata dosha is made up of the elements of air and ether, which are very light and adaptable and like to move around. So if you're someone who is a Vata type, that means you have a strong expression of the characteristics of ether and air. In your body, Vata shows up as a lean body frame, lanky arms and legs, dry skin and hair, and irregular proportions, like a short torso and long legs. In your mind, Vata presents as enthusiasm, curiosity, excitement, creativity. Vata has a bubbly personality, loves to travel, and can usually be caught daydreaming. You may start to recognize yourself in some of these traits I'm describing, but as we go deeper into the doshas, there are 2 important things to remember. 1, your dosha might be different in your mind than it is in your body. So for example, you could have a very Vata type personality, but a more Pitta type body structure. And 2, you have all the doshas within you. So you are a unique mixture of all 3 of the doshas and all 5 of those elements that make up the doshas. When you determine your dosha or type, you're identifying what is most prominently present in your mind and your body. So let's keep these 2 things in mind as you continue to explore your dosha. Next, meet Pitadosha. Pitta is made up of the elements of fire and water, which together create a lot of intensity, but also amazing potential for transformation and growth. In your body, Pitta shows up as medium height and weight, good muscle tone, thin and possibly balding hair, and bright, piercing eyes. In your mind, Pitta presents as passionate, driven, maybe even a little dramatic. And people who are Pitta type are usually strong leaders with a sharp intellect and a clear sense of direction. And finally, we have Kapha. Kapha is made up of the water and earth elements, which provide a lot of stability, support, and care to the body and mind. In your body, Kapha may show up as a larger frame, strong muscles and bones, soft features, big, beautiful eyes, and thick, curly hair. In your mind, Kapha presents as incredibly compassionate, caring, loyal, and patient. Those with a Kapha-type personality are usually caretakers with a very mothering nature, or they're those teddy bears who just love to cuddle and get cozy. Now that you've heard about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, did any of these sound like you? Like I said, you have a unique mixture of all three of these doshas present within you, so you probably found a bit of yourself in each description as we went along. If you want a clearer picture of your dosha, I encourage you to check out a dosha quiz like the one on Pavani Ayurveda's website or Banyan Botanical's website, or you can head to my website, earthwalkeryoga.com, and there I have a free dosha quiz that considers a little bit more about the 5 elements individually. Now, I mentioned before that there are 3 doshas and 7 mind-body types. So when you get your quiz results, you might be a Vata, a Pitta, or a Kapha. You could also be a combination of 2, like Vata Pitta, Vata Kapha, or Pitta Kapha, meaning that the characteristics of 2 doshas show up equally for you. And the 7th type is tridoshic, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, meaning that all 3 of these doshas show up pretty much equally for you. So that's you in balance. That's your natural tendency or your prakriti. But what about when you're out of balance? That still relates to the doshas. Vata, Pitta, and Kapha can be pulled out of whack by your habits, your beliefs, and your environment. And remember, that definition of dosha is that which spoils things or faulty tendency. So when we're looking at our dosha, we're getting that information of what our natural tendency is, but we're also seeing where we're being thrown out of balance, our vikruti. A few signs that Vata may be out of balance include anxiety, feelings of overwhelm, constipation, insomnia, and fear. Pitta may be out of balance if you're regularly angry, judgmental, overworked, or experiencing burning conditions like skin rashes or indigestion. Kapha may be out of balance if you notice you're feeling super lethargic, needy, sluggish, and congested. When you know your dosha, you know when things are going out of balance. That insight can inform and improve your diet, your movement practices, your sleep, your daily routine, your self-care rituals, and so much more. For more information about how to apply this knowledge of your dosha, check out my link down in the description. Remember, knowing your dosha is not about putting you in a box. This information can help you to tap into your inner wisdom and give you your own personal baseline of health so that you can recognize when you're out of alignment with that natural baseline. This insight is invaluable in creating a yoga practice, a wellness routine, a lifestyle that supports you and makes you feel vibrant. Whew, take a breath. That was a lot of information, so let's do a quick review. Your dosha tells you both your natural-born balanced state of being, as well as points out where you might be experiencing imbalance. The 3 doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. You contain all 3 of these doshas, but 1 or 2 of them are likely more dominant in your body and personality. Your body type could be the same as or different from your mind type. Knowing your predominant dosha can help you create a happier and healthier lifestyle. If you have any questions about anything in this video, please leave a comment below or send me a message. And just before you leave, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I thank you so much for joining me off the mat to learn more about the doshas, and I'll meet you back on the mat very soon. Until then, be well.